What if I told you AI is no longer just answering questions? It can build websites, create software, research information, analyze data, and in some cases, it can actually perform multiple steps on its own. A few years ago, using AI meant typing a question and getting a paragraph back. Today, you can give AI a goal and watch it work toward that goal. And this changes everything, because the next big AI revolution isn't about making AI smarter at talking. It's about making AI better at doing. So today we're looking at 5 AI tools that can actually do work for you in 2026. And trust me, number 1 is where things get really interesting. Let's begin. Number 5, Lovable. Imagine you have an idea for an app, maybe a habit tracker, a small business website, a booking system, or even your own startup idea. Normally, you'd need to learn programming, hire a developer, or spend weeks building it. But what if you could simply describe the idea? That's where Lovable comes in. You can explain what you want in normal language, and AI can turn that description into a working web application. You don't have to begin with hundreds of lines of code. You start with an idea, then you tell the AI what you want changed. Maybe you want a login page, add a payment feature, change the design, create a dashboard, or fix something that isn't working, and the AI can help build and modify the application. That's why tools like Lovable are changing the meaning of building software. You don't necessarily need to start as a programmer. You can start as the person with the idea. Of course, AI-generated software still needs testing, security checks, and human review. But the distance between I have an idea and I have a working prototype has become dramatically smaller. And that's only number 5. Because number 4 doesn't just help you build an app. It can help you work on the software itself. Number 4, Replit Agent. Imagine telling an AI, build me a website for my business. And instead of just giving you some code, the AI actually works inside a development environment. It can help create the project, write code, test features, find problems, and make changes. That's the idea behind Replit Agent. You describe what you're trying to build, and the agent can help turn that description into software. The important difference is this. You're not simply asking AI, how do I write this code? You're telling it, build this. That is a massive shift. For beginners, it can make software development much more approachable. For experienced developers, it can remove some of the repetitive work. And this is where something called agentic coding becomes interesting. Instead of AI completing one line or one function, it can work across a much larger task. But there is a catch. AI-generated code isn't automatically perfect. It can make mistakes. It can create security problems. And sometimes, it confidently builds something that doesn't actually work the way you expected. So the human still matters. The difference is, the human is increasingly becoming the person giving direction rather than typing every instruction manually. And now, we're moving beyond coding, because number 3 can start handling tasks across different types of work. So number 3, GenSpark. Imagine giving an AI this instruction: research this business idea, and instead of simply writing a short answer, it researches information, organizes the findings, creates useful outputs, and works through multiple steps. That's where GenSpark becomes interesting. Its super agent approach is designed to go beyond ordinary chat and handle real-world tasks using connected tools. OpenAI has highlighted examples such as making phone calls, creating presentations, and turning recipes into short videos. OpenAI. Think about the difference. A normal chatbot might tell you, here are 5 steps for researching a business. An agent is designed to actually help execute those steps. That's a completely different experience. You move from, tell me how to do it, to, go do it. And that's the direction AI is moving toward. But we're not at the most impressive part yet, because number 2 takes this idea even further. Number 2, Manos. Imagine hiring a digital assistant, but instead of giving it tiny tasks, you give it an entire objective. For example, research the best business opportunities in this market. That's a big task. You'd normally need to search, compare information, organize the results, analyze competitors, create a report, and then make a recommendation. Manus is built around this type of multi-step AI work. It's designed to research, plan, use tools, and produce an end result rather than simply giving you a conversational answer. That's what makes it different. You're not just interacting with an AI, you're delegating a task. And this is the part that feels almost unreal. Because imagine doing the same thing manually. You could spend hours, or maybe even days, collecting information and putting everything together. An AI agent can potentially handle much of that process far faster. But here's something you should remember. Autonomous doesn't mean perfect. You still need to verify important information. You still need to check the work. And you should never blindly give an AI permission to make sensitive decisions. But the direction is obvious. AI is slowly moving from assistant to operator. And that brings us to number one. Number one, AI agents. Here's the biggest change happening in AI right now. And it's not one specific app. It's a new way of using AI. For years, we've interacted with AI like this. We ask, AI answers. We ask again, AI answers again. But imagine a different model. You give AI a goal. It breaks the goal into smaller tasks. It decides what tools it needs. It performs those tasks. It checks the results and continues until the job is complete. Or it needs you to step in. That's the idea behind AI agents. And this could completely change how we use computers. Think about a normal workday. You receive an email. You need to research something, then create a document, then analyze some data, then update a spreadsheet, then send a response. Today, you might open 5 different applications. In an agentic future, you could potentially tell an AI what outcome you want and let it coordinate many of those steps. That's the real shift. AI isn't simply becoming a better tool. It's becoming something that can use tools. And that distinction is huge because when AI can use a browser, a computer, files, software, a PIs, and other digital tools, the number of things it can potentially accomplish becomes much larger. We're still early. Agents can make mistakes. They can misunderstand instructions. They can produce incorrect results. And they need proper permissions and safeguards. But the direction is clear. The next generation of AI won't just be asking, what should I say? It will increasingly be asking, what needs to be done? And that's why AI agents could be one of the biggest changes to computing since the smartphone. Those were 5 AI tools and technologies that can actually help do the work for you in 2026. Lovable can turn ideas into applications. Replit Agent can help build software. GenSpark can handle multi-step tasks. Manus can work toward larger objectives. And AI agents could completely change how we interact with computers. But here's the most important thing. Don't think of AI as something that's here to replace your brain. Think of it as something that can multiply what you can accomplish. One person with the right AI tools can potentially do the work that once required an entire team. And that's the real advantage. Not using more AI, but knowing how to use it better. Because the future may not belong to people who know the most about AI. It may belong to people who know what work to give it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Nexa Pulse because we're just getting started. And the next wave of AI is going to be even more interesting. I'll see you in the next one.